Hi everyone, welcome to Art History 1, ARTS 1303. This is one of my favorite classes to teach for CBC, so I'm really glad that you are in my class this semester. So first things first, you do need the textbook. We're using this book. It's called Art, A Brief History. I know it doesn't look brief, but really it is. And it's by Marilyn Stockstad and Michael Cawthron. I am using the 6th edition, so I haven't personally looked at older editions, so just kind of be aware of that. I'm using the 6th edition for this course. You should know this is Art History 1, so we're going to go from prehistoric art all the way up to right before the Renaissance. So that means we'll only get about halfway through this book. If you take Arts 1304, that's Art History 2, and that covers Renaissance all the way up through contemporary art. So I'm not sure if CBC offers that at this time. If they did, I would love to teach it, so maybe I'll get to someday. But I really love art history. You do need the book. Don't try to do without it. It's the number one reason that students fail my course is they don't buy the textbook. You gotta have the textbook, especially for an online class. I mean, almost all of the exam content, things like that, stuff that you need to know to reach your course objectives is going to be coming from this text. So just bite the bullet, buy the book, do what you need to do. I know buying books is expensive. You may have to make a couple of sacrifices, put it on your credit card for now and just pay it off throughout the semester. Whatever you need to do, you can rent the book. I think there's in the past been like a loose leaf option, things like that. So you do have options other than CBC Bookstore. I have nothing against CBC Bookstore. It's great. But, you know, you can kind of check and see what else is out there. Like I said, I'm using the 6th edition. I don't have a major problem with an older edition, but just know that if it's really old, there are going to be some major changes. So publishers and authors do make changes every time they make a new edition. They don't just do it for fun, although sometimes it seems like it. So be sure you're using a newer version of the book, okay? Please be aware of due dates in this class. They're very, very important. So if you see that you have a conflict with a due date, make sure you get your coursework taken care of before that. So we have new content that starts on Mondays, and then everything is due, has to be completed by Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. So just think about it that way. We have a full week cycle. Everything's broken up into content folders for each week. New week starts Monday morning. You get it done whatever day and time works for you in your schedule, whether you're a dual credit student who's working on it every single day during a prescribed class period when you're at school, or if you are a working mom trying to go to nursing school, drop your 4 kids off at their various daycare and school activities. You might be doing it later, or if you're just the kind of person that wants to work on it at 3 in the morning, that doesn't matter, but just make sure you have set aside the time, made the time commitment that you need to get your coursework done and have everything finished and turned in before that 11:59 cutoff, because at that cutoff time when things are due, the links to turn them in are actually going to disappear. So it's really important. I'm very strict about due dates since we don't really have formal attendance in this class. It's my way of keeping you accountable and keeping you on track with the pace that you need to go at to finish all the work in the course, okay? Exams especially, I do not allow late testing. So every semester I have a couple of students who text me and they're like, I just totally forgot we had an exam, and I hate it, but I have to tell them, you know, I'm sorry, too bad, try to do well on the next exam. And it really hurts to get a 0 on an exam. You can still pass the class if you make a 0 on one exam. It's not easy. You have to work really hard. But just don't let that be you. Set yourself up for success. Mark down when all your exams are so that you can get them taken ahead of time and get things taken care of, okay? If you do have a major emergency, which keep in mind, major emergencies require documentation, like a doctor's note, like you personally were in the hospital, or you personally were dying, that sort of thing. I'm going to make you give me documentation of that. I can't just take your word for it. Unfortunately, I have had too many students in the past just kind of try to give me some crazy excuses, unfortunately. So I know it seems really strict, but I have to do that to preserve the integrity of the class and to make sure that everyone is getting the quality education that you deserve, that you're paying for at CVC. So that's why it's so important to me. So make sure if you have a conflict, get it taken care of beforehand. If your grandma's birthday falls on the same day as a test, trust me, well, first of all, you could always take your exam early. Like, that's a great option. That's what you should do. But if you maybe have to leave her birthday party early to take the test, she loves you and she will understand that you are trying to be successful and you're investing in your future and you're making yourself better by going to college, okay? So make this class a priority and you will do well, all right? Other than that, I hope you really enjoy the class. A little bit about me as your instructor. My name is Holly Stein. I have been an adjunct for CVC. This is my 5th year. I really enjoy it. I love teaching art history. I also teach humanities and art appreciation, so maybe you've taken one of my other classes. If not, maybe you will in the future. I hope so. I have the same kind of teaching style, so if you enjoy this class, you're more than likely going to enjoy one of my other classes. All my courses are online. You can contact me in a variety of ways. Phone call, text, email, all my contact information is there in the course information tab. Please feel free to contact me with any questions or concerns you have anytime. I might not answer at 3 in the morning, but I will definitely get back to you as quickly as possible. I usually respond to student requests within 24 hours, so it's very rare for me to go longer than that. That being said, I really don't like Blackboard Mail function. I know a lot of instructors use it. They want you to only use that. I'm not trying to be difficult. The problem I have with Blackboard Mail is that it doesn't tell me when I have a new message. It doesn't send me any sort of notification. And I need that in my life to know that you've contacted me. So my CVC email and my phone, I obviously check those every single day. I check my CVC email every single day. I obviously have my phone on me and I'm checking that multiple times a day. So I'm going to see your message there really quickly. I don't log into Blackboard every day, so I might not see your message. And honestly, the mail tab is, if I'm logging into Blackboard, it's usually to do something specific, like grade something, check on a link, etc. So it's not always on my my brain to look in the mail tab. And so I don't want your message to me to just sit unread in the Blackboard mail for days and days. So please, I would really prefer for you to use my CVC email or send me a text or call me and leave me a voicemail. That just is a quicker way to get a hold of me, and I want to be able to resolve your issue as quickly as possible. So I would greatly appreciate it if you would not use Blackboard Mail. I'll still try to take a look just in case, some people do some messages there, but please don't be upset that, it just doesn't let me know that you sent me a message. It's a major flaw that Blackboard needs to work on. But anyway, I hope you love the class. Hope you do well. There is quite a bit of reading. I hope you find it interesting. You're definitely going to maybe learn something that you didn't know before. And art history is one of my favorite things, so I work really hard to make this class interesting so that you'll love it too. And I know we're going to have a great semester.